All right. Hey, fam. So, like I said, if you have never been here before, I go over something different pretty much every week. Last week, we went over mindset, and talked about how to change your mindset and the importance of a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. For today, we are going to talk about goals. Okay. We're going to set some goals. We're going to share our goals with each other. I want to be able to have some accountability. You can have kind of like an accountability partner. We can encourage each other, all of that. So first, I am going to share my screen. And then we are going to watch this video real quick.
But the bigger your dream is, I want you to understand the harder the grind. Listen to me. Luck is for leprechauns, and you ain't green. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It's right here under the shirt. I'm going to take the jacket off. I'm going to show you. I have that one on today. Luck is for leprechauns, and you're not green. I'm going to say it again. Luck is for leprechauns, and you're not green. I'm not bringing you a fairy tale. What I am telling you is that if you're willing to go beast mode, you can have whatever you want. I'm a living example. You can start from nothing. Start from nothing. You know the story. Mom was a teenage mom. Start with nothing. Grandma had 14 kids. Start with nothing. 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom. Mom got kicked out because she had me. Start with nothing. Start with nothing. High school dropout. Start with nothing. Homeless. 12 years to get a 4-year degree from the university. Start with nothing. If you are willing to grind. Now, I need you to do me a huge favor. You got to understand this. There are 2 ways to be successful, right? And I don't subscribe to the first one. That's just natural talent. All right? And I just don't believe people who are naturally talented are better than me. I believe effort, and you've heard me say it. Your mama might come from privilege. Your daddy might come from privilege. Your daddy might own a company. You might come from privilege. You might have a father that can give you everything your little heart desires, but you will not outwork me. Why? Because I realize that the bigger the dream, and I need you to see who I have up there. Notice when I said beast mode now, I'm not talking about the lion. When I talk about beast mode now, I'm talking about the ant that's very small, but that can probably lift 100 times his weight. I'm saying that some of you in this room, you might not be a lion yet. Some of you in this room, you might be an ant. You might have small beginnings. You might not have a lot of money. You might not have a lot of resources, but there's no excuse. You said, E.T., I'm not that lion. You might be the ant, and the ant has very little, but he's determined. He's strong. He has a dream and a goal, and he'll do whatever it takes. And I need you to understand that the bigger your dream is, the earlier you're going to have to get up. The longer you're going to have to stay up. The bigger your dream is, the more effort you're going to have to put in. And for those of you who raise your hand and put up 70%, you'll never see it. For those of you who are 70% beast mode, 30% gazelle. That's just enough for that other person out there. That's just enough for. Listen to me. That's just enough for the other person who wants just what you want. Okay, so let me say it like this, because I want to make sure you get it. All right, listen to me. I told you. I want you to think about those goals. I want you to taste them. I want you to internalize it. I'm not asking you to tell me what your goals are because I'm interested in hearing everybody in the room. I couldn't possibly do anything with it. Listen, this is what I'm telling you. I'm telling you to dream your dream because I want you to feel it. I want you to taste it. I want you to know how close. I want you, just like when the weather is changing, you can feel it. I want you to be able to feel when you're getting closer to it and closer to it. But more importantly, I want you to know when you dream your dream that there are other people who are dreaming the exact same dream. When you said to yourself, when the ball comes down, this is what I want to accomplish. You're not the only person that wants to accomplish it. And now I ask you this question. What do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What do you do when you're not the only one that wants to make $1 million in your company? You're not the only one that wants to be the president. You're not the only one that wants to be the CEO. What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You got to outgrind them. You got to get up earlier. You got to stay up later. You got to execute, and you got to go from 70 to 120. No excuses, guys. I wish you could pay me $1,000 today I can tell you 70% is enough. I wish you could pay me 15. I wish you could pay me 1,500. And I could say to you, 80% is gonna get it. I guarantee, give me a 1,500. I guarantee you that I magic wand you and 80% will be equivalent to 100% for you. But it's not gonna happen. So I need you to understand something. You can have it if you want. But the bigger the dream, the bigger the dream, the bigger the dream, guys. The bigger the dream. The bigger the dream, the harder the grind. And can I be honest with you guys? I'm grinding harder now than I've ever grinded. Somebody said, E.T. He called me up there and said, E.T., I don't know if you've been paying attention. They were right, I haven't. E.T., we've been going online. And if you go on YouTube and you put the best motivational video of all times, right now, E.T., that's your video. How do you feel? E.T., I don't think you get it, but I get it. Top motivational speakers in the world. And in some categories, E.T., you're there. You're like number 10, you're number 5, E.T. How you feel, E.T.? I said, I'll be honest with you. It was easier when I wasn't on the list. It was easier because I wasn't focusing on that. It was easier when we didn't have one of the best audio books in the world. It was easier. But now that I see I'm getting close to Jim Rohn, I'm getting close to Tony Robbins. Now that I see it, guys. Oh man, I used to feel comfortable with getting up at 3:30, but now before I was running with my head down, like some of you, I'm running with my head down, but I'm putting work in Monday, I'm putting work in Tuesday, I'm putting work in on Thursday, I'm putting work in on Friday, I'm putting work in on Saturday, I'm putting work in on Sunday, and for years we just been, thank God it's Monday, we've been writing books, and Guru Story, elementaries, middle schools, high schools, colleges, NFL, NBA, AFL, rugby, and years, and then I put my head up and I saw Tony Robbins. I said, ooh, they're gonna Tony y'all this little basket. Ooh, they're gonna Jim Rohn, y'all. Ooh, we close. We close, we don't even own an island on Fiji, and we close. We're not asking people for $50,000. We have no one yet walking on coal or water, guys. And he's in distance. Let's go faster now. Let's go hard. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You're probably thinking, E.T., you're doing less now than you did. We're doing more now. Every video, we got a spell check now. We didn't have to spell check videos. We could misspell it. Nobody cared. They didn't know who I was. Now every single video is being scrutinized. Now every single thing we're doing, people are talking about. Now every single video we do has to be top notch. We go back to the first one. I didn't even say, thank God it's Monday. I said magical Mondays. You're thinking, I want you to get it out your system. You're thinking, I'm gonna work hard for 10 years, then I'll relax. And if that's what you're thinking, this ain't for you.
All right. How is everybody doing? Man, I love him. I do. He gets you going. Like for real, for real. So I really like what he's talking about there. And it really plays into what we're going to talk about today, with goals and setting goals and making sure that you have those where you see them, okay? Not just floating around in your head, right? You have them where you see them, where they are at the forefront of your mind 24/7, okay? So let me go in and share my screen here again, and we're gonna start this, if I can find where to play it. There we go. All right, so today is about goal setting, all right? So the benefits of goal setting, okay? Number one, it gives you greater direction. Okay. I know for me personally, before I went to school to become a therapist, before I started practicing, and then once I got into this, before all of that, I didn't really set goals. I just kind of live life, right? Once I am in recovery from addiction. Once I got sober, and I was like, man, what am I going to do with my life? Right. And I decided I wanted to be a therapist. That was the first time that I really set goals in life. Okay. And it was, okay, if I want to be a therapist, that's great. But like, what do I got to do to get there? Right. So it gives us that direction. If we sit down and we're like, where do we want to go? Right. Because right now we're just walking along this road, but we don't know where this road leads. We don't know if we need to take a right or a left, or if we need to stay on this road, or heaven forbid, if we need to turn around and go the other direction. Right. If we're just walking aimlessly, we're not going to get where we want to go. Right. We're just, who knows where we're going. Right. So it gives us greater direction. Okay. The next one is greater focus. When I knew what I wanted to do, right, or at least then what I wanted to do, when I knew at that time, like that's what I wanted to do, I was focused, right? In this business, once I started really getting focused and deciding what my goals were for this business, I had this like hyper focus on what are my goals and what do I need to do, right? When I decided what I needed out of this business, right? Where I wanted to be, I am focused. And when you're focused, it helps you keep those distractions out, right? When I'm having a rough day, or when I'm tired, or when whatever, right? Whatever excuse that I want to throw in there, whenever I have those days where I'm like, man, I'd rather just sit and watch TV for like 4 hours, right? Like, let me just Netflix something, like, let me just binge watch like a whole series, right? Whole season of something. Instead of that, I'm focused to say, you know what? I ain't got time for that, because that is me aimlessly walking around, right? It's not getting me to my goal. That's a detour that I'm not willing to take, right? So it helps us to be more focused. The other thing is it increases our productivity. Okay. When we have goals and we have that direction that we're going, and we have that focus that we need, we become more productive, right? I'm not sitting on the couch binge watching a show that's not productive, right? I'm not sitting on there. I'm on here. I'm doing a training. I'm sitting on someone else's training. I'm following up with clients. I'm team building. I'm, whatever it is that my goal is, I'm making strides to be more productive, right? I'm getting stuff done, right? I'm reaching those goals. The other one is increased motivation. Okay. At first in this business, like I said, I didn't really have a whole lot of goals for the first like 6 months or so. Once I decided what my goals were, it changed everything, because now I'm motivated, right? I'm motivated to get up every single morning and post job ads. I'm motivated to get up and check in with my team every day. I'm motivated to get up and look at a quote for somebody, or follow up on a quote, or post a mock booking, or whatever I got to do to get my bookings where I want to be, right? I have that motivation and that drive to get up and to do something, right? To be able to be more productive. It transforms our habits. Having goals can help change our habits in our day-to-day life, right? And it may not be, oh, I've got this goal. Well, let's use weight loss. Okay. That's a big one for a lot of people. I want to lose 50 pounds, right? Whatever. If you have that goal, it changes your habits to say, well, you know what? If I want to lose 50 pounds, I better not drink soda, right? Like, that's pretty bad. Like, that's not going to help me lose weight. So let me change that habit. Let me start drinking more water and less soda. Let me start eating healthier foods and less cheeseburgers and pizza, right? It transforms our habits. We may not, sleep in and just wake up whenever. We may set an alarm and wake up at 6 a.m. so that we get stuff done, or 7 a.m. or, whatever. We may not sit on the couch and binge watch something, right? We may go do some work. We might go network. We might go work on some stuff, right? So it transforms those habits that we've had that maybe aren't the best for us into something better, right? And we gain new habits. It also changes our mindset. I talked about mindset last week, right? And there's a fixed mindset, which basically says, that I am the way I am because I was born this way, right? And I can't change it. And a growth mindset says that ain't right. You were born and you may have some characteristics, but those are evolving. Those can change, right? You can be whoever you want to be. And so it can change your mindset when you say, oh, maybe I grew up poor. Maybe I grew up lower middle class, right? And I have this mindset that like, I'm always going to be in that poor or lower middle class. But when you have a goal, and let's say your goal is, I want to make $4,000 a month, right? If that's what makes you comfortable, whatever. I want to make $4,000 a month. And when you have that goal and you start doing those things, those habits, and changing those habits, and it changes your mindset to say, this is possible. And I'm going to make it happen, right? I don't have to live in this lower class. I don't have to struggle my whole life like maybe my parents did, like maybe my grandparents did, right? Maybe my siblings do. It changes your mindset to see the possibilities and the growth that can happen, and the sky is the limit. Okay. It really makes you understand that. It also can increase your confidence. Okay. I don't know if any of you guys are list makers, right? I know sometimes people are list makers. I'm not one myself, but there is something beneficial about making a list, okay, and being able to mark something off when you achieve it, right? Some people will make a list in the morning. I need to get X, Y, and Z done today, or maybe I've got 10 things I need to clean the bathrooms. I need to go get groceries. I need to do this, this, and this, right? And as you do them and you get to mark a line through it, it helps you feel good, right? Man, I accomplished something today. Same thing with setting goals. When you set your big goals and then you have your smaller goals that you are going to work towards first to eventually reach that big goal, as you hit those smaller goals and you complete those smaller steps, it gives you confidence. Like, man, look what I just did, right? For my team building people, when you hit executive, maybe your goal is to be gold. But when you hit executive and you got 3 people, it felt good, right? Man, yeah. If you're a booker, right? And you're like, man, I want to make $1,000 a month, right? When you got that very first booking, was it not like confidence boosting, right? It was confidence boosting. It helped you understand, or it helped you boost that confidence to say, I know I can do this because I've already done it. I did it once. I can rinse and repeat, as we say, right? I can do it 20 more times. I can do it 1,000 more times. So it helps boost that confidence for you to be like, yes, I can do this. Next is creating a daily schedule. Okay. When you have goals, creating a daily schedule and kind of mapping out your day, and it doesn't have to be minute by minute, right? I don't have mine minute by minute, but my daily schedule to say, when I get up, I'm going to respond to my job posting people, right? I'm trying to team build. Let me respond to them. After that, I'm going to work on, if I have any open quotes, or if I have people I need to follow up with, like, let me do that next, right? Later in the day, I'm going to respond to the other job posting that I did, right? Like, you have this daily schedule that helps you stay on track. Maybe I'm going to sit on some trainings, right? So here's the times of those trainings, and let me make sure I got a pen and paper, and let me take some notes, because as Christina says, note takers are money makers, right? And she ain't lying. She ain't lying. So creating that daily schedule so that we stay on track. Okay. When you're setting goals, there are things called SMART goals. Okay. And SMART it's an acronym, stands for different things. Okay. So we're going to go over those because a lot of times, I'll use my husband as an example. Okay. We were just talking about this last night about goals, and his goals, because he's frustrated with work. And I said, babe, what are your goals? Like, not even just to do with work, in life. And he said, I want to be a better dad, or a good dad. That's what he said. I want to be a good dad. Great idea, right? Great goal. Great idea that you want to achieve. But I sat there and I told him, I said, well, honey, that's great, but that's vague. That's so vague. What does that even mean to be a good dad? What does that even mean? Because what it means to him could be different than what it means to me, could be different than what it means to his dad, to my dad, to another man, right? We could all have a different definition for what it means to be a good dad. Okay. So SMART goals help us break that down. SMART goals help us define our goals in a tangible way. Okay. So first, we've got specific. Okay. The S stands for specific. What needs to be accomplished? Who's responsible for that? And what steps need to be taken in order to accomplish that goal, right? Like I said, his was vague. I want to be a good dad. Okay, but like, what does that mean? Let's be specific. Okay, let's be specific. And what kind of steps do you need to take in order to reach that goal? Okay. M is measurable, quantifying your goals. Okay. We can't just say, I want to be a good dad, and like that. How do we even measure that? Right? Who's going to measure that? We have to have measurable goals. Okay. I'll use myself as an example. One goal that I have is to be platinum, right? I can measure that goal because I know exactly how many people I have to mentor or have in my team in order to achieve that goal, right? If I want to make, I can't just say, oh, I want to make a lot of money every month with my bookings, right? That's not measurable. What's a lot? So my goal is I want to make at least $1,000 a month in booking commissions. Okay. I can measure that. I can tell you this month, do I have $1,000? Nope. Right now I'm sitting at 865, right? Haven't hit that goal yet. So I can measure that. Next, the A stands for achievable. Is it realistic, or are you setting yourself up for failure? And I'm not saying have small goals, okay? Because I'm a firm believer in setting a goal and pushing the limit a little bit, like just a little bit, right? So that you have to grind and you have to work hard in order to make it happen, right? We don't want to make it too easy. Oh, I want platinum by next convention. That's way too long, right? That's way too easy. I wouldn't even hardly have to work at that. So achievable, but is it realistic? I can't have the goal of platinum by the end of this month. That's not realistic. It's just not going to happen. I'm too far away, right? I can't just start out in this business, be a week in and say, I want to make $1,000 every single month, right? Starting this month. You just got here. You haven't even built your brand, right? So not to say that that's not an achievable goal. It's an achievable goal, but give it time, right? Give it realistic time. I can't say I want to make $1 million by the end of next month, right? That's just not going to happen unless I win the lottery, but I don't even buy a ticket for the lottery. So is it realistic? And don't set yourself up for failure. Okay. Push it a little bit. So I have that goal of platinum, right? And I set it to where I want to be platinum by July 31st. And right now, I haven't hit Evo 200 yet, which is actually my next stop. But I haven't hit that yet. I have that goal to hit it by June 15th, right? And I'm like, last time I checked, like 42 away. I need 42 more people on my team to hit that. Couple weeks, right? That's like what, 3 weeks? Where are we at right now? Yeah, about 3 weeks. That's a goal that is realistic, but it's pushing it a little bit, right? So that I have to make sure that I'm sitting here day in and day out grinding. I have to make sure that I'm motivating my team, that I'm checking in with my team, that I'm doing all of that stuff that I need to do in order to hit that goal. I can't sit back and say, I'll just whatevs, right? Like I'll put a little time in here, maybe take tomorrow and the next day off, maybe put a little time in on Wednesday, right? I can't do that. The R, relevant. Okay. Why are you setting this goal? What's driving this goal? Last week, we talked about knowing your why. And I also talked about that your why, this is from Dean Graziosi, your why should make you cry, right? If it doesn't, it's not a big enough why. It's not a deep enough, a personal enough why. Why are you here? Why do you want to achieve this goal? I can tell you why I want to achieve platinum. I can tell you what it would do for my family. And I may not cry because I'm not a big crier, but I get emotional. I can feel it in my chest right now, tightening and feeling like this feeling of like, right, tugging at my heartstrings. Because I know what it would do for my family. I know what it would do for my husband, who sat on this couch last night and was feeling defeated because he has to work 60 hours. Because he's tired. Because even on his 2 days off, he still thinks about work too much or is worrying about work and feels like he doesn't have time at home. Who I get a text message from him at least once a week telling me that he misses his family, right? I know what hitting platinum will do for my family. I know why it's important, and that is relevant. If your SMART goals, if your goals are not relevant, you're not going to work as hard, right? Know what they're going to do for you. Know how it's going to change your life. The last one is time bound, T. How long do you want to give yourself to achieve it? Right? And this kind of goes in with what I was saying a minute ago. Is it realistic? Is it achievable? Put a time frame on it. And this is something that is huge. Okay. They're all of these are important. SMART goals, all of these different ones are important, but time bound is one of the more important ones, in my opinion, because I can say, I want to be platinum, or I want to make $1,000 in commissions every month. But if I don't put a time frame on that, well, when do I want to do that? If I don't put a time frame on that, again, I'm just going to be working whenever I want to, or whenever I feel like it, or whenever I'm motivated, or, whatever it may be. I might let all kinds of excuses come in between me and my goal, right? I think it was in that video that he talked about, it took him 12 years to get a 4-year degree, right? That's the kind of thing that if you don't put a time frame on it, that kind of thing can happen, right? It can take you 3 years to do what some do in 6 months or 1 year, because you're not focused on when you want to complete this, right? You're not having that grind and that motivation to get it done. Okay. So that's why I put Evo 200 by June 15th. I need a date on that, because as it gets closer, it makes me work even harder, right? It makes me really kick it up a notch, but in reality, like I'm kicking it up a notch every day, right? Same thing with platinum. Same thing with making $1,000 consistently, because I've got a couple of months where I have made $1,000 and some where I've made more in commissions, but I don't have every single month with $1,000 yet. So I need to work on that, right? I need to work on making sure that I'm putting the grind in and putting the effort in every single day to hit that goal and get where I want to go. Put a time frame on it. And like I said earlier, when you put that time frame on it, don't put too much time. Don't do that to yourself, right? Figure out what would be a time where you're like, yeah, that's pretty comfortable. Like, I think that would work. And then move it up a little bit. Push yourself a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, right? So let's say if you think you can get it done in 6 months, put a time frame of 4 months, right? If you don't hit it, that's okay, right? I had a time frame on hitting gold. I wanted it by December 31st of last year. I didn't make it, but I made it by January 31st. And I told myself when I didn't make it on December 31st, I was like, that's okay. I'm going to give myself 1 more month, right? I didn't give myself 2 or 3. I said, I'm going to give myself 1 more month and I will have it by January 31st. And I did. Put that time frame on it, but don't give yourself too much time. Okay. Writing down your goals. I just like this little guy, I like his feet. The importance of writing down your goals. Okay. It helps to clarify your goals. Okay. Up here in our heads, like I said, I was a therapist. I get it. Up here can be a hot mess. Okay. I worked at a rehab for a little bit, and it was actually the owner's daughter. Her husband is like this guru, right, of being a therapist. And she's like, oh, Ashley, you should go in and talk to him sometime, just see what it's all about. Let him, analyze you. And I was like, nah, dude, listen, like up here is a hot mess. I don't need anybody else in it. Right. I don't need anybody else up here because it's just a mess. Right. And that's how a lot of us are, right? We get bogged down with kids, other jobs, the world, social media, drama, TV, whatever. Right? Things get jumbled up here. Maybe we got a lot of stress, right? Things get jumbled up here. And so when we write it down, it helps clarify that. It helps us remember what it is that we're working towards. Okay. It's not just up here floating around somewhere and like, oh, I got to think about it for a minute. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Right? No. We don't have to search for it. It's written down. It's right there. We know what it is. The other one, it helps guide your daily actions, kind of like we talked about earlier, right? Those new habits, getting rid of bad habits, setting up some good habits, setting up a daily schedule, right? When I write down my goals, I know what I need to do each day in order to get to those goals, right? When I write it down and I see it. Even writing down the steps so you can have your overall goal. I want $1,000 a month, right, in commission. How am I going to do that? Here's the steps. I'm going to post a mock booking every day. I'm going to comment on, any kind of post that I see in groups looking for a travel agent, right? I'm going to put my business cards all over the place, right? I'm going to email some businesses. You get these steps, right? And those steps can become those daily actions. Well, if I post a mock booking every day, right? That's a daily action. If I go out and I make a daily action to say, I'm going to put some kind of collateral, whether it's business cards or collateral I ordered from vendors, I'm going to put those out somewhere at businesses or stores or, hand them out in your neighborhood, whatever. Those are daily actions. Okay. It provides motivation when you write it down, right? I can tell you right now, I've got my goals on these little sticky notes, right? They're little tiny ones. I like them. They're little tiny ones, but I like it because they fit right here on the side of my computer. I've got them, 3 of them right there. And they fit right there without taking up a whole lot of extra space, right? So I've got them right there, and it provides motivation on those days where it might seem a little hard, on those days where, man, I don't want to sit at the computer and do this quote, or man, I really don't want to have to sit here and email all these applicants about, the job posting that I put. I want to just go binge watch some TV for 4 hours and let my kids, do whatever and just chill, right? It helps provide that motivation to say, you know what, there's a time and place to rest, and there's a time and place for that, and everybody needs it at a certain time, right? But it can't be our daily routine of sitting in there for 4 hours and watching TV, or not doing something with our business. Okay. It helps you focus on priorities. Another way that I like to say this is it helps block out some distractions, right? When I started doing this business, I realized I stopped watching as much TV. And I got to a point where, like, our TV, and unless my kids are watching TV, our TV really doesn't come on during the day until my husband gets home. And he doesn't get home till like 6:30 at night. Now the TV will come on for my kids to watch a show or something like that. If I'm trying to work, or if I need to take a shower, or, I'm trying to do something, the TV will come on for that. But I don't turn the TV on nearly as much. Every now and then, if I'm caught up on everything, if I've already followed up with everybody, I've already done my quotes, I've already done all that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I've done everything that I need to do, then I might sit down while they're taking a nap and watch a show, right? Or maybe in the evening after they go to bed, I might turn something on then. But you can ask my husband, like, when they go to bed, I usually walk straight into my room in here to my desk. I sit down and I'm working on something. I'm doing something. So it helps you to focus on what's important and to let go of distractions that are keeping you from reaching your goals. It helps you narrow your focus and not get distracted as much, just like we talked about, right? Same thing. It helps you visualize the future and see the difference it would make, right? Like I said earlier, I know what Platinum will do for my family, and I can sit here and I can visualize that, right? But if let's say I make a vision board, which I'm actually going to work on doing today and tomorrow. I went and got some magazines today from Walmart because doing this presentation and everything, I was like, you know what? I need more visual stuff, right? Like, I need to visualize my goals more. And so I'm going to make a goal board, right? Vision board. And when you look at those things, you can see yourself in those things, right? If it's a new house, if it's a new car, if it's more money, right? Maybe traveling the world or whatever, right? If you can look at pictures of those things, or you can see your own words, right? Your own goals written down, you can visualize that life for yourself. And when you do that, it helps you focus on your goals and the steps it takes to make that happen. Okay. Whatever we visualize and whatever we focus on is the direction we start to go. I talked about last week about our mindset and how Dean Graziosi talked about, he went on a whitewater rafting trip, and the guide who sits in the back was telling him a story about how there's this one part where they need to go to the left, punch through this little hole, this little opening, right? And on the right is like a big rock. And he used to tell everybody, see that rock over there? Don't go to it, right? Don't go towards that. We want to go this way. And he said every time he would say that, they would inevitably hit the rock and dump out. Every time, every single time. He said finally he realized he needed to change what he was saying. And so instead of saying, don't go towards the rock, he would say, all right, everybody look to the left. Do you guys see that opening right there? That's where we need to go. He stopped mentioning the rock altogether. And he said, when he stopped doing that, they never once hit the rock again. What we visualize and what we focus on and what we, look at, that is where our mind takes our body to. So if we're focused on Netflix, if we're focused on whatever, right? These distractions that don't matter, if we're focused on those, then we're going to gravitate towards those. But if we write our goals down and we visualize our goals and we have maybe even a vision board where we look at pictures, right, of what we want, if we visualize that and we focus on that, we're going to gravitate towards that life. Okay. Our brain is going to help us go that way. It gives a clear picture of where to invest your time and energy, right? If I know that binge watching TV is not going to get me to my goals, I don't even worry about that, right? I don't invest my time or my energy in that, right? Now, like I said, if I'm trying to relax, that's different. But if I know that it's not going to get me to my goals, I don't put my time and energy in that, right? I have my goals written down. I have the steps that I know the steps that I need to get to them, right? So that's where I invest my time and energy, is in those steps, those things that I know are going to get me to where I want to go. So take a few minutes. We're going to set some goals. Okay. Take a few minutes to write down 3 big goals that you have for your business, and make sure to use the SMART goal method. Okay. So I want you guys to all take a little bit of time right now. If you got paper, if you just want to write it on your computer, if you got your phone, whatever, right? Does not matter. Whatever you want to do. I want you guys to write down 3 big goals that you have for your business. Remember, they're specific, right? It's not going to be super vague. We want a measurable, attainable, achievable, whatever you want to say. Make sure they're relevant, and make sure that you put a time on them. Okay. Then I want you to write down the steps or the smaller goals you'll need to achieve these. So I want to be platinum by July 31st, right? Well, what do I need to do? What are the smaller steps that I need to take in order to get there? Well, first I got to hit Evo 200, right? Because that comes first. Okay. So that's a smaller goal. So what steps do I need to take to hit Evo 200? Well, I need to be posting job postings 2 or 3 times a day, right? 2 to 3 times a day, every single day, right? I need to make sure that I'm following up with my prospects. I may need to make sure that I'm sitting on the presentations so that I can reach out afterwards. I need to make sure I'm checking in with my team so that we keep retention, right? So that we're not losing people because they feel disconnected. Or we'll just stay where we're at, right? I need to make sure I'm checking in with people. If it's making $1,000 a month in commission, right? What do I need to do in order to get to that goal? Well, smaller goals are, I need to post a mock booking every day. I need to share it into 5 groups in the morning, 5 different groups at lunch, and 5 different groups at dinner, right? I need to do that 7 days a week. Right? Or whatever 5 days a week if you want, right? I need to put my business cards out. Maybe every time I go to Walmart, I do what Yanni does, and I take 10 business cards and I go put them in luggage, right? That would be, I go get groceries every single week, right? If I did that, I would be putting 10 business cards every single week. That's 40 to 50 a month that I'm passing out, right? If, maybe I email a business a day or 2 businesses a day about setting up their travel, or maybe I want to do sports travel. And so I email a couple of teams every week, right? So have those 3 big goals, but then write down the steps that you need in order to get to those big goals. We're going to break it down, right? The 3 goals, those are like giant leaps, right? Well, what are the baby steps we need to take in order to get there? Because we got to take these baby steps first before we can make this big leap, right? Write down what steps you can do this week to progress towards your goals. Okay. So we've got the smaller goals and, mock bookings and different things. What can you do this week? Well, this week I can post a mock booking from today till Saturday, right? 7 mock bookings. I can share it into 15 groups each day. I can join new groups, right? If I'm team building, I can post a mock, or I can post a job ad every single day, or maybe I post 2 every single day, right? I can make sure that I'm following up with everybody. I can check in with my team every single day, or, every other day, whatever. So write down what you're going to do this week in order to progress towards your goals. Share your big goal and then the steps that you're going to take towards that goal for this week. I want you to share it in the chat. And you don't have to share, you don't have to do all 3 big goals. Pick whichever one is most important to you, or the one that you could achieve first, or whatever it is, you can pick. But I want you to write down, or I want you to type in the chat, what is the big goal that you're working on, and give me at least 3 steps you can take this week. Okay, just this week, not this month, not the next 2 months, just this week, that you can do to achieve that goal or to work towards that goal. Okay. I'm going to pull up the chat in just a minute when we do that. I want us to crush our goals. Okay. I want everybody on here and everybody in our chats and on our team. I want all of us to crush our goals. Okay. There is room at the top for everybody. Everybody can be successful in this. People who write down their goals are 1.2 to 1.4 times more likely to achieve their goals. Okay. Let's just say 1.5. We'll call it 1.5 times more likely to achieve their goals. Why would you not write it down? Right? If it gives you a 1.5 time advantage, or a 1.5 time likelihood that you'll achieve it, why would you not write it down? Why not do everything in your power to make it work? I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute. Let me get out of that. Let's see what we got here. Oh, winner, as you look up the Burger King menu, that's funny. 10 bookings for this month. I like it. Consistent with mock bookings, set up some networking events, start going live. I love it, winner. Those are awesome. Love it. Okay, get to gold, or Ellie, sorry. Get to gold. I like it. Post job ads 3 times a day. Schedule prospects. Get to 15 business partners on your main. Yep, I like it. Kyra, gain more exposure on social media, post and engage with more people, fix my account, start posting on platforms. I love it. I love it. Nice. I love those goals, guys. Those goals are great. Want to make your TikTok account, start using that platform to get bookings. Okay. Post daily videos and share on other social media, brand yourself and get business cards ordered and put around town. Yes. Yes, Amanda. Guys, when we get off here, because we're almost at that time, but when we get off here, I want you to look at your goals. Oh, hang on. rank up at this point. Need to be more bold and share my cards, pins. Yes. Nice, Ellie. I love it. So when we get off here, out on, once you guys have your goals written down, out beside them, I want you to put what it would do for you or your family, okay, whatever situation you're in. What would it do for you or your family when you hit that goal? When you hit gold, when you get those 10 bookings in, the next month, right? Want to push getting 5 to 10 bookings 31st, okay, in October, talking to people and getting out of my comfort zone, putting business cards at different stores, I love it. So out beside your goals, I want you to write, what would it do for your family? What would it do for you, for your business? What does it mean to you? Right? I already talked about what my goals would do for my family, right? My husband wouldn't have to text me once a week and say he missed us, which breaks my heart every time I get that text message, right? And all I can tell him is, babe, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm trying, right? I need a little bit of time. But I'm working on it. So write out beside there what it means when you hit that. Not if you hit it. I'm not going to use those words. Not if, when. Manifest it. Tell yourself you're going to achieve it, and then you will focus on it more. You will work harder, but you got to believe it up here first. You got to change the way you talk to yourself, the self-talk that you do. You got to change that if you want to be successful, if you want to achieve those goals. It can't be, if I hit platinum, if I make $1,000 a month, if, it's got to be when. I catch myself all the time, especially with my husband when I'm talking, I'm like, yeah, if we do this, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. When I hit platinum, this is what we'll do. Right? So make sure and take if out of your vocabulary, right? When you hit your goals, what is it going to do for you and your family? What does it mean to you? Okay. Last thing that I want to say about writing down your goals, and I've said this on every training, I think, is put it where you see it. If you're on your computer a lot like I am, put them on your computer, right? I've got these on here right now. I look at them and can see them every single time I sit at this computer, which is quite often. Every single day, multiple times a day, all day sometimes, right? That I sit here and I'm doing something. It would get me to taking a vacation, family time with my kids, another more money in my pocket, more try. Yes, I love it. I love it. Right? One thing it would do for my family, my husband wouldn't have to work as much, which means we could take more vacations and spend more time with our kids as a family. Because right now he has one vacation day left that he can use before the end of the year, right? From now till December, he's got one day. That doesn't really do much when he works 60 hours, right? Doesn't really do much. Can't really go hardly anywhere. But if I'm making more money, he can drop down and only work 40 hours and free up some time, right? We can have a little bit more time to be able to go and do stuff. Yeah, Ellie, your own car, own place, change your whole life, right? Set you up to be different than anyone that came before you, your mom, your grandparents, right? Good. That means it means something to you. If you're going to cry, it means something to you, right? I don't want to live. And my parents, like, they make good money. I mean, they're not like rich or anything, but they make pretty good money. They don't have to, stress about stuff. They bought a brand new car recently because my mom needed one. They don't have to stress about a lot of money, and they can go out and eat without thinking about it, or, they can buy stuff without thinking about it. But I want better than that, right? I want to do better than they are. And they struggled. They just got to that point a few years ago to where they didn't really have to worry about stuff. And they're 63, about to be 64 this year. So I don't want to wait till I'm in my 60s to be secure, right? To have that freedom and all of that. I want that now. And I am willing to work for it, right? I'm willing to put in the grind and the effort. Yeah. So right out beside it, put it where you're going to see it. If that's the fridge or the mirror or your computer or the door, if you are in and out the door a lot, put it on the back door, right? Or the front door, whatever. Put it where you're going to see it. Okay. For this week, if you guys choose to do a challenge, we didn't have anyone submit one last week is what I'm told. If you did submit one, let me know. But whenever I talked to Jenny, she didn't have any of them submitted. But I'll keep giving challenges, whether you guys do them or not is up to you, right? So for this week, I'm going to say take business cards or some kind of collateral or, you know, something like that that has your information. Go to Walmart, Target, any kind of store that has luggage, put at least 10 cards in there. Just drop them in. Take a picture of yourself, drop in the card in, right? And send it to Jenny. You can send it to me if you want to, it doesn't matter. And yeah, put them in wallets, purses, luggage, duffel bags. I've even put them in packing cubes, which are just little things that you can use to pack clothes in. Pillows, those like airline pillows, right? That go around your neck. Put it in anything, right? Shoes. I love it. So take 10, at least 10 business cards. Or if you don't have business cards, take some kind of collateral or something like that. Put it in something, right? At least 10 of them. Get rid of 10 business cards at a store this week. And just take a picture. You don't have to take a picture of all 10 cards. Just take a picture of one card. We'll call it the honor system. But take a picture of one card that you're putting in there and send it to me or Jenny, either one, on Telegram, and we'll get you entered for the challenge this week. All right, guys, it is the top of the hour, so I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for being here. I truly enjoy seeing all of you guys each week that show up, and, you know, make this possible for me to even be on here talking. And I will see all of you in the chats, and let's go crush our goals this week. Okay. Let's be an accountability for each other. Let's check in with each other on where we're at with our goals, right? Middle of the week, I might shout somebody out. Hey, how are you doing on your goal? Right. But check in with each other, hold each other accountable. All right. Go have a great rest of your day, guys. And I will see you in the chats this week.